Hello and welcome to Halloween Be Thy Name. Now, have you ever heard the story of Jaff? Let me tell you about him. Jaff was born into a fairly ordinary family in a way. He had quite a rich father, and he would often pay to have sex with other women than his wife. Jaff was the child of one of these women. Now, although Jaff was brought into the family and brought up as one of his sons, the other sons were very jealous of him. And they teased him and they bullied him, and eventually they kicked him out of the house. And so he went to live in the desert. There, in the desert, he formed a kind of wildling gang. He formed a commune, a community of a band of brothers. Um, these wild lads and he settled down, had families, grew up, and they lived on sort of a big farmland area. So their houses were full of animals and people. There was always goats wandering in and out of the house. There was sheep. There was chickens. Eventually, the kingdom where Jaff grew up was under siege by another kingdom. Um, his brothers were not sure what to do. They weren't warrior people, but they knew somebody who was big and strong and hung out with a group of wildlings. So they went and found Jaff. And they said to him, Jaff, come and save us from these attackers, and we will make you king of our kingdom. So Jaff was like, I'm not sure if I should come, to be honest, because you bullied me when I was a child. But if I do come, will you genuinely, make me king? Will you treat me well? They said, of course we will. We'd love to treat you well. You know, if you save us, you and your band of brothers, come and save us. So Jaff thought about it. He was a deeply spiritual man, so he prayed about it. Eventually he decided that he would go and lead them into battle and rescue the kingdom that was under siege. Before the day of the battle, Jaff said to God, if I win this battle, if I prove myself, if we come out victorious, then I will sacrifice to you the first thing that comes out of the commune when I get home. It was always full of goats and sheep and chickens wandering in and out. I'll sacrifice the first thing that I see. He went into battle, and God was with him. That day they defeated the enemies, and they took back their land. Later, Jaff went home. As he approached the commune, who was coming out, singing, celebrating, banging on a tambourine, but his 14-year-old daughter? I will sacrifice the first thing that I see. He wept. He told her, I've made a vow. And she said, if you've made a vow to God, you cannot change it. He said, I vowed I would sacrifice the first thing that I see. She said, if you've made such a vow, then you must keep it. But first, allow me 3 weeks to go into the hills to mourn and weep the life I'll never have. So he let her leave, go into the hills to mourn, to cry, to sing. And it said you can hear her there now, mourning, crying, and singing.